Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DRich Show, where we talk anything and everything crypto. Now, here's your host, DRich.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the DRich Show. This is DRich and today is September 30th, 2021. How's everybody's Thursday going so far? I hope that you guys are all well and that this video finds you all in good health, good spirits, and good energy. So today, on today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about some XRP movement. We're going to be most definitely talking about some corrupt politicians, corrupt donors, things like that. And we're going to talk about the debt ceiling here in the United States, if it's going to be extended or is there going to be a collapse on the horizon, because typically in the month of October here in the United States we've seen some of the greatest crashes that the world has ever seen. So we're going to be talking about that, and then finally we're going to wrap it up with trying to help you get to an understanding that this month we need to prepare diligently, and we need to prepare as quickly as possible. We talked about these things on the channel before, but most definitely moving forward, we're going to start talking about these things, making sure that they are on our minds so that we can actually prepare for the worst, but hopefully hope for the best. And lastly, we're going to talk about precious metals, which I wanted to cover yesterday, but I want to make sure that we put that out there. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you all are well acknowledged for joining the channel. Thank you for coming on board for the journey. Again, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And most definitely for those folks who have been here, thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. I appreciate all of you, whether you are here on YouTube, Rumble, the podcast formats that are out there for you to follow me, whether you come to my website, thedrichshow.com, or even WordPress. Thank you so much for coming along on the journey. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this crypto coin market cap. Bitcoin's dominance 42.7%, Ethereum 18.5%, and the global crypto market cap is at 1.91 trillion, which is a 2.11% increase since yesterday. And then we also have some trending tokens here. Ariva, Lightning, Taboo token. Don't know nothing about them, but they're trending at the moment. Some biggest gainers, you can see them there, and then you can also see some of the recently added tokens. And let's see if it, see 12,210 tokens. Yesterday I think it was 12,197. So again, you got some new tokens hitting the market. Bitcoin $43,188, $89 with some change attached. And then we got Ethereum at number 2, $2,980.86. And as we bump over Tether, just real quick with Tether, I know that I reported on it yesterday as far as their legal case or legal situation. Just want to make sure that we are aware that Tether is still not out of the woods, and it still has some things to answer to, and that's just where I want to leave it there, because at the end of the day, if there's still a trading pair that's available for me to use, I'm going to use it, but most definitely I'm not a fan of Tether. Cardano, ADA at $2.09 at number 4. Number 5, we got BNB, $375.13, and our beloved XRP, 94 cents there. So still great buying opportunity under $1. And actually I was able to trade out of some stuff and actually add to my stack today, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Songbird and some of the other Flare products that are available. And after the video today, I will be working diligently to claim my Songbird tokens on my ledger, as I have not been able to do so yet. So XRP at number 6, Solana $138.16 there at number 7, USDC 31.4 billion. It dropped a little bit, And then we got Polkadot at number 9, $27.96, and Dogecoin rounding out the top 10, 20 cents flat. And Avalanche, as you can see, is attempting to break in the top 10 at $65.57. And if you scroll down just a tad, we're going to see some green here and most definitely a lot of red still on a 7-day. But that's okay, because again, if you are having the opportunity to get in the market, get into some other tokens, I highly encourage you to do so. But from this point forward, until something drastically happens, what I want to do is begin to transition our mindsets, the way we think about some of the tokens that we have in our portfolio. Yes, it was fun talking about this crypto, that crypto, and every other crypto token. But most definitely we want to prepare, make sure that we're set, ready to go. Because if something happens, we want to also, have the means to take care of ourselves. So this is going to probably not be a long video, but it won't be a short video, because I want to make sure that we are thorough in our approach moving forward in the month of October, as this is the last day of September. And we want to make sure that we are getting ready and prepared with the tokens that we do believe that will at least sustain itself or maintain value if there's some sort of economy crash or things like that. So let's get right into the video, the meat and potatoes of it. And this is today, 157.7 million XRP push between large crypto platforms. And here we are, Binance, Huobi, Bitstamp, shift 158 million XRP, 100 million XRP to be sent by Ripple to China in small bits. So that's big news there coming out of from Ripple here. The Well Alert team has tweeted that in the past 9 hours, 3 substantial crypto transactions were conducted carrying a total of 157.7 million XRP tokens, and that is equal to 147.3 million in fiat at the current price, which is the 6th largest cryptocurrency, again at 94 cents. Binance, Huobi, Bitstamp, shift 158 million XRP. So again, a lot of XRP news, a lot of XRP stuff coming out. Okay, and again, 100 million XRP will be sent to China from Ripple in small bits. And as reported by U.Today, on Wednesday, Ripple blockchain behemoth wired an astounding 100 million XRP to one of its extra XRP wallets. And later on, this massive amount of crypto will be split into 2 smaller lumps and transferred to the Huobi exchange. And so far, from this 100 million XRP, over 3 million coins have been sent to the largest exchange in the Chinese crypto market. And these daily transactions from Ripple to Huobi have been going on throughout 2021, with the daily amount of XRP moved to the Chinese platform changing every week. And this week, as of September 26th, the aforementioned amount has been moved. And the week before that, Ripple sent Huobi 3 million XRP per day. So, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. The road is going to get a little bumpy, but most definitely we want to make sure that we're reporting on XRP, what it's about to do, because I do believe they're preparing the financial systems, getting ready to lubricate the systems and get them ready for any crisis that might come to us here in the month of October. And we'll talk about that based on some people or personalities that have been in a space that you can trust and really put your thought to what they're speaking on. So again, here, this is coming from Finbold. Expect the world's biggest crash in October, says Robert Kiyosaki. And this personality, I do have faith in some of his language, some of his knowledge. And, most definitely, if you haven't, I encourage you to go read all of his books, which I've done. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was one of the first books that really changed the mentality for myself when it comes to investing. investing strategies, things like that, and the way I just perceive things overall. American businessman and author of the personal finance book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, has projected that the general market will crash in October, including Bitcoin, gold, and stocks. And speaking to Kitco News, Kiyosaki explained several factors around the economy that will culminate in the crash that he described as the biggest in the world. And the author cited factors like growing debt while stating that a possible crash offers an opportunity to invest in assets considered a store of value like Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Is going to be the biggest crash in world history. We have never had this much debt pumped up. Debt is the biggest problem of all. The debt, the GDP ratio is out of sync. So when it comes down, and it's going to bring everything down with it, that's when I'm going to be buying more gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And he also noted that the possible crash will result from decisions made by the Federal Reserve as well as the Treasury. Kiyosaki opines the decisions made by these institutions do not mirror the current state of the economy. So again, you can read the rest of this article in one of his books. I think it was Fake, where he said that they would pump the market up to 30 to 40,000 basis points, and here we are, we're like at 35,000 points, and lo and behold, we're right on that timeline and time frame for that to happen. So with that being said, I do believe he's accurate. He's been most accurate when reporting or giving out information. And again, this is an opportunity to read this article, to take some notes from it, and figure out if you're going to be able to prepare, buying gold and silver, and perhaps if you're a Bitcoin person, being able to buy some Bitcoin as well. So here you go. I wanted to put that out there for you guys to check out. But I wanted to go to Wikipedia. I'm not a fan of Wikipedia, but here is a list of stock market crashes as well as bear markets that I wanted to touch bases on. As we can see, we see some crises or some market crashes, but most definitely what we want to do, we want to go all the way here and look at the months, okay, of what the biggest crashes are. Okay, Panic of 1907, lasting over a year. Markets took fight after U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt had threatened to rein in the monopolies that flourish in various industrial sectors, notably railways. So October there. Wall Street crash of 1929. Here we go again, October 24th, 1929. Lasting over 4 years, the bursting of the speculative bubble in shares led to further selling, as people who had borrowed money to buy shares had to cash them in when their loans were called in. Also called the Great Crash of the Wall Street crash, leading to the Great Depression. And most definitely, we want to go take a little stroll down here. You can look all this up for yourself. I'll leave it in the description as well. And then here is this is all U.S. that I'm pointing out. There's others. You got Brazil here, whatever. But we want to make sure that we're pointing out all of this stuff here, here in the United States. Friday the 13th, which was a mini crash, October 13th, 1989. Failed leverage buyout of the United Airlines causes crashes. And here we are again, October 27th, 1997. It doesn't give a country here, but the global stock market crash that was caused by the economic crisis in Asia. And then stock market downturn of 2002, you read that there. And then October 11th, 2007, United States bear market of 2007 and 2009, from their peaks in October 2007 until their closing lows in early March 2009. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ Composite, and S&P 500 all suffered declines of over 50%, marking the worst stock market crash since the Great Depression. And then 2008, this is in September, but it's close to October, so there you go right there. And then that's what I wanted to point out, ladies and gentlemen, because We need to kind of mentally prepare ourselves for the worst. I'm not saying that it will happen. What I'm saying is that we need to prepare for it to possibly happen, and we're not caught off guard. And on this channel, I want to make sure that we are taking care of our basic needs, make sure that we have canned goods. We're having a lot of water because the toilet paper crisis should have been an indication to all of us worldwide, because I know we've seen it on Twitter, we've seen it on Facebook, we've seen it on all of these different social media platforms, and people were making fun of people running out getting toilet papers and things like that. Well, that's true, that you still need toilet paper and things like that. You need paper towels, things like that. That's totally understandable. However, it should have been a leading indicator that we need to be stocking up on canned goods. We need to be stocking up on non-perishable food items, lighters, matches, candles, propane, generators, things like that. And you know what? At the end of the day, these are some things that we need to kind of get our minds wrapped around, because we don't want to be left out of anything. Because if we're looking at the shipping of containers or food on each coast here in the United States, they are backlogged and they're not being able to transport all of that or any of that. So again, there might be a supply shock of some sort. You're starting to see shelves being emptied and things like that. So we want to make sure that we point those things out to all of us so we're prepared. I'm not saying this is a doom and gloom video. I like to prepare, and most definitely you want to make sure that you have all of your necessities ready to rock and roll, just in case, because at the end of the day, if we don't, then you know what, we're going to suffer on that end. And I don't want any of that to happen to any one of you here listening to today's video or any video of the past. So anyway, look, I wanted to go back to this opensecrets.org, and after I looked at some things yesterday, I was thinking, well, I wanted to look up Rosie Rios and see where she lied. I didn't find anything, but I did find William Hinman. Okay, and here we go. Let's just check it out a little bit. Okay, Hillary Clinton donation, and Barack Obama, there's a donation to him. All right, so again, I'm not saying anything to say anything, but when you are donating to these type of politicians in a Democratic Party, I'm sorry to say it, if you're Democrat, these folks are corrupt. They don't have your best interests in mind. And you know what? There's even Republicans that don't even have your best interests in mind as well. But you know what? We want to point this out to let you know that back in 2016, Hillary Clinton again, Hillary Clinton there, and stuff like that. So again, some of these folks are corrupt, and we're going to point them out. We're going to call them out, and we're going to hold them to task and put their foot to the flame. Because at the end of the day, we want to know what's been going on, if they're getting backhanded deals, what type of things that they're getting in return, to donate to these people, things like that, to push their agenda forward. And again, I don't care if you're left, you're right, independent. I just want the best for all of you, and I just want to see the writing on the wall with truth, transparency, and honesty. Sometimes truth is a hard pill to swallow, especially if we've been manipulated to be brainwashed, if you want to use that word. We've been conditioned to certain things that are most definitely not good for any of us. So again, most definitely I'm guilty of some of those things too. So I'm not just saying it out to anyone and everyone. I'm even calling myself out too. So I don't exclude myself in that manner. So again, I went to this opensecrets.org again, and look at what we find here. Gary Gensler, right? And look how much it is, $101,000. And guess who this is going to, right? And I'll leave this in the description. You can pass it along. You can share it on your favorite platform. This is Obama's transition team. And then there's over 400 or nearly 400 individuals who have been dispatched to review the workings of the federal agencies And most definitely, this is contributions in the 2008 election cycle from lobbyists revolving door and things like that for their thing. So again, you could take this thing down and find here. Let's just check it out what these are for. You got Obama's contribution. You got 2008 Democratic contributions. And then you got 2008 federal contributions. And then this is the team assignment, right? So here, again, you could find out all of these different names from all of them, right? But most definitely, I'm going back up. I'm going back down. And we're going to find that Gary Gensler guy here. Boom, right? So again, corrupt individual. We want to make sure that we point them out, hold them to task, because at the end of the day, they don't have your best interests in mind. They always talk about investor protection, which is a bunch of bullshit. So anyway, more than 130 federal judges broke the law by hearing cases involving their own financial interests. This is coming from Breitbart.com, and let's go ahead and jump into it. More than 130 federal judges might have broken the law, some accidentally. I don't want to hear that shit. By hearing court cases that involve their own financial interests, breaching a bedrock principle of American jurisprudence, which maintains no one should be a judge of their own cause, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. And real brief here, an investigation conducted by the newspaper found 131 federal judges violated U.S. law and judicial ethics by overseeing cases involving companies in which they or their family own stock. The judges reported failed to disqualify themselves from 685 cases across the country since 2010, probably more than 685 cases. 2010, that's almost 11 years, 12 years in the making. So again, there's all kinds of cases going on. Moreover, when the judges participated in such cases, about 2/3 of their rulings ended up being in favor of their or their family's financial interests. And again, these judges and corrupt individuals will be removed. They will no longer be able to practice law. They will go to jail. I do believe that freely, and they will lose their status here in the United States as far as that's concerned. I'm talking about doctors. I'm talking about nurses. I'm talking about lawyers. I'm talking about everyone who is complicit in crimes or covering up crimes. Those folks will no longer be a part of our systems because they've not held our best interest in mind, whether it be financial, health, medical, things like that. And this is why you're seeing a lot of this stuff being exposed. That's why you're seeing these mandates and stuff like that. So when you're starting to see those, that means their time is they're pressured to doing something, and it's not going to end well for any of them. Okay, there's not going to be an excuse that they didn't know. I was just following what I was ordered to do. I don't want to hear that junk. I want those folks to go to jail because it's tyranny. It's stupid that they want to do this, and knowing that they have an oath. They've all taken an oath, and this goes to even as far as education. This even goes far as sports, everything. When it comes to education, these teachers, these folks who are pushing mask mandates on the children, those folks will be removed. They will be removed because at the end of the day, it's unhealthy. There's no proven, science or whatnot that says these things are acceptable. It's a violation of the Nuremberg Code, Geneva Convention, all of those things. So if you are into like those ideas of research, I encourage you to go look at them because we all need informed consent. And I don't think a 16-year-old, which is what my son is at this moment in high school, he doesn't know these things, okay? Even these little babies walking around with stupid masks, they don't know these things. And they're, it's crimes against humanity, things like that. So anyway, let's just move forward. I don't want to get too caught up in that, but those are some things that we want to talk about, put on our minds, because at the end of the day, These folks need to be held accountable. The Senate GOP blocks the bill that would fund government and suspend the debt limit. So this is coming from CherylFalling.com, and we'll just jump into it. And then here's this clown pedophile, excuse my language, but it is the truth. The Republican Party has solidified itself as the party at default, and it will be the American people who pay the price. Of course, it's going to be something that we all pay the price for. Again, this is not Republican, this is not Democrat, it's both, okay? Because they both are corrupt individuals, are both sides of the aisle. And you know what? At the end of the day, again, it's not about none of that. It's about humanity, and it's about who they've put under the bus, and that's a lot of us in, as human beings. Whether you see what's going on in Australia, you see what's going on in Hong Kong, things like that. You can see what they're doing to the people out there. So again, let's just go ahead and jump into this real quick, just briefly. Senate Republicans blocked a House passed bill that would prevent a government shutdown and a potential default on U.S. debt. Lawmakers have to pass an appropriations bill by Thursday to avoid a shutdown and need to suspend or increase the debt limit sometime in the coming weeks to prevent a default. Democrats may be forced to suspend the debt limit on their own, potentially as part of their up to $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill. And again, Congress is running out of time to prevent a shutdown and default. I don't think that they're going to meet that timeline because at the end of the day, you're looking at unemployment, you're looking at folks being laid off, you're looking at all of that combined, and it's not going to end well for that. So again, just prepare for these things to happen, and what happens in the United States affects everyone across the world, as we have the world reserve currency of the dollar, and I do believe the dollar will crash and burn, and this is where XRP comes into play, and I do believe that that will most definitely be the new financial instrument that will replace that, and it will be more of a level playing field as what we are calling for, so that we can all be with sound money. And again, if we go back to what Kiyosaki said, gold and silver, and I do believe that will end the Federal Reserve. And then here we want to go over this article here from ladbible.com. Just briefly, folks, American Treasury Secretary has warned that the country is set to run out of money next month, which is what? October 18th. Expected to run out of money on October 18th. And I don't think that they, how do you run out of money? Okay? You got the print machine, you've been printing money, you've been money laundering, manipulating money, and you run out of money. How do you do that? I don't understand it. And you could just look at that face, it just makes me sick that it's corruption written all over it. The extraordinary claim has come from Janet Yellen, who suggested that the United States of America will officially be out of cash around October 18th unless Congress raises the debt ceiling. No, we've already been in enough debt. We don't need more debt. We need to let it all crash and burn so that we can get back onto a level playing field. And I think that this is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in the history of the world that we've ever seen and witnessed if we are able to prepare. So I suggest that you talk to your family, your friends, your peers about this happening, because a lot of people will say, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist because it's not happening. It didn't happen. Well, sometimes things take time to reveal its ugly head, okay? So at the end of the day, I highly encourage you to do that. The full faith and credit of the United States would be impaired, and our country would likely face a financial crisis and economic recession as a result, Yellen said. So here's my theory. All of this is starting to play out with, The audits with the election integrity are starting to play out. You're starting to hear rumors of Trump returning to office. And then you're also starting to see a lot of this financial stuff play out here across the board. You're starting to see people wake up en masse. That means you're starting to turn on the TV. You got people, excuse my language, I'm going to say it, chanting out, fuck Joe Biden. And you know what? Excuse my language again, fuck Joe Biden, because at the end of the day, he's everything that they projected onto the last person in office, okay? And you look at the background, you look at some of his things in the past of racism, locking black folks up, or the crime bill that he put in place, even with Kamala Harris doing the same thing. So you want to check out the truth, learn the truth, understand the truth, digest it, because truth is a hard pill to swallow sometimes. And you know what? I'm here to report just that. So I'm not here to offend anyone, but I'm here to put it to you straight, because at the end of the day, that's who I am. That's what I'm about, is truth, honesty, transparency. It might not be your truth, but it's just something that I have to say, because I'm not going to beat around the bush and things like that. So again, 30 million families who rely on child tax credit would not receive them on time. Unemployment will surely rise. And then I wanted to just read this real quick before I move on to the next thing here. And this is coming from We the Media on Telegram. So if you're on Telegram, you could go follow We the Media. Puts out a lot of good information. The sky is falling in on the debt ceiling. Question: what's happening with the debt ceiling now? A. Pelosi and Democrats voted to suspend the debt ceiling today. Word is headed to the Senate and will fail. Joe Manchin released a statement siding with the Republicans, who will not vote for endless Democrat spending. The question: what happens if we don't raise the debt ceiling? A. The U.S. has never defaulted on its debt. There has been times where the government has waited until the last moment, and if the government is unable to pay its bills, that would mean it would be unable to make payments to those who work in the military, the federal government workers, or those who depend on Social Security. Food assistance can be stopped for millions. And this is the next question: what happens next when the Senate denies the Democrats the suspension? A. This is the answer: it falls right back on the Democrats to try to figure out a solution with timing running out. So again, I want you all to prepare. You can read the rest of this article. I'll leave it in the description. But most definitely, folks, I want you to prepare and do your due diligence, do your best to get those things, get those items, lighters, matches, and candles, propane. Again, I'm going to continue to put this out there so that we are ready for anything. And I don't think it will be a long-term crisis, because at the end of the day, I think Jassara will be implemented and be ready to rock and roll when it comes to when it comes to this. I just say that, and I do believe that you know what, I have to continue to have faith, have trust in the man above, because at the end of the day, if you put your faith there and trust there, prayer is always good. I'm not telling you what to do, but for me, it's always been beneficial. And most definitely, those prayers have been answered over and over again. It just takes a little bit of time, because you know there's millions upon millions of people out there that are praying too. So you know, God will get to your prayer and give you the answer that you deserve. So anyway, folks, let's move forward to the last portion of the video. This is coming from Appmex.com, which is a precious metal exchange that I use, okay, that I wanted to point out to you. I don't know if you are into precious metals, but again, we reported from what Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, talked about when it came to buying gold and silver. Here, gold is here at $1,748.80. And then you got silver, which is a great buying opportunity at $21.91 spot. And then you got platinum and palladium here as well. So again, I'm going to say it. Palladium is your algoram, and then you got silver as your XLM, gold as your XRP, and then you can go to other currencies as far as copper is concerned is there. So let's just click on it real quick, and we can just see what kind of products they got. Right now, great buying opportunity, spot price at $1.99. It's probably going to be a little bit more than that based on how many you buy. So again, I'm always on the copper trail. I have a ton of copper, and most definitely I do believe that copper will help you out as well. I like these copper bars. I like some of these items here. Most definitely, I encourage you to check it out. You got the Walking Liberty here as well. So most definitely I'm going to leave that here in the description. And then what I wanted to do is just check out some silver. Okay, you can go here, available products. I'm sorry, I'm kind of missing some points here. Oh, they got the Dogecoin one. Oh, I gotta pick that up. What? Okay. And I most definitely love the Silver Eagles. Okay, those are my favorite. All right, and you can get them by random year. Okay, and when it says BU, that means that they're uncirculated, that they've never been in circulation. Okay, so most definitely I'm about to go back in here later this week and make some purchases, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to tell you about it, I have to act on what I'm telling you. And this is what I do, is that I'm going to tell, show, and do. Okay, that's most definitely what I do. That's my approach. That's my model. All right, so again, that's some silver. You can go to the gold available products. Most definitely check some of those beauties out. Now, some people might not be able to afford a 1 ounce bar, but you can get the grams. Okay, right there. Remember, I was talking to you about the grams, micro payments of gold and fractions of gold, things like that. Those are available there. So again, I encourage you to check it out. You got a 1 gram right there. You got a half a gram right there. Okay, so most definitely those micrograms are going to help you out. And then lastly, ladies and gentlemen, today I will be starting my new job. I've told you that I got hired on at Old Red, which is part of the Ryman Group, by the Ryman Auditorium, which has history for many, many years. And I'm proud to say that I'm part of this organization, and most of their, or actually all of their things that they do as far as their beliefs, their traditions, it kind of aligns with everything that I am and about when it comes to their culture, how they present themselves to people who are coming from all walks of life, tourists, things like that. And if you met me in person, you would most definitely understand my personality a little bit better than by being behind a microwave. Did I just say microwave? Microphone. So it is a bar that is partially owned by Blake Shelton. Okay, so most definitely that is something that I'm looking forward to tonight. So if you're ever in Nashville, come and see me. Come and meet me and greet me, and I'll be happy to give you a good recommendation for some things here at this place here. I'm excited, and I will be doing security. I do have to still get my licenses. They've given me the benefit of the doubt by being new here, local and town, to give me some time to make sure I get those licenses, and most definitely we're going to take care of that. But tonight we got Todd Cameron on, and then later tonight from 10 p.m. to close, which is Daniel Johnson. So check them out. I don't know if they have anything live. I'll learn a little bit more, as I get acclimated and acquainted with the venue. But most definitely, they have a lot of things about their culture that I love. And I think that sometimes God puts me in the position and places where I actually need to be, and there's no mistake. There's no coincidence that I've walked by, got hired on the spot because of who I am, I guess, and from my presentation when it comes to have interview with them. So anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's information, today's news on what's going on in the world as far as the XRP stuff and things like that. So keep your eyes on the prize, keep your eye on the ball, and most definitely we'll hear back from you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday. God bless, take care, and as always, treat everyone with class, dignity, and respect. Bye-bye.